How you doing, mate? I just had a sudden thought. I know exactly what the issue is, and it's not the issue that I thought originally. And I can see why you're getting confused, and that is definitely partly my fault there. We looked at the example y equals mx plus b, where we're making b the subject. Now we said that there is a plus separating the mx and the b, I guess. That is not the exact reason why we're taking the mx away. If I look at this mx here, we hopefully can realize that we know that this is actually a positive mx or a plus mx. Just like if I had something like x equals y plus 5, we know that is a positive y. If I had x is equal to 2 plus 6, that is actually a plus 2. It's not a minus 2 because there would have to be a minus in there. So this is actually a positive or a plus mx. So the whole reason why we take it away is because we're minusing mx from both sides. Okay, we're minusing mx from both sides. The other way that I sort of said that was if it changes sides, it changes sign. So the plus mx becomes a minus mx, and I'm left with, well, we could even say there's a plus b on the right hand side, but as we said before, we don't really just put the plus in front of it, okay, unless there's a number in front of it as well. So again, the idea of why we minus the mx is because it was currently a plus mx. The reason why I spoke about the mx being separated by a plus, I guess, is sometimes people try to take just the m away, and I try to make the point that the m is kind of tied to the x with a times, and it's this whole term that we want to take over to that left hand side. I can definitely see there that's why you're sort of getting confused. Now if we look at this question here, the original one that you wanted to look at, which was E is equal to C minus D, or I guess C minus D is equal to E, which means exactly the same thing. If we look at this question, because we're trying to make D the subject, now I see the reason why you were saying before, well, there's a minus there, so shouldn't you plus the C? I can now see why you're saying that. But remember, it's the sign that's in front of the C. That's what we're changing. So in order to get rid of plus C, we need a minus C from both sides. Or if this plus C moves to the left hand side, it becomes a minus C. And so that's why we're left with E minus C is equal to minus D. Because remember, that minus belongs to the D, not to the C. Okay, and that's a really fundamental idea to get intact. I guess if you move away from that for a moment and you look back to remembering doing things like adding and subtracting like terms. For example, 3a plus 2c plus 6a minus let's say c. You would have learnt to have added, subtracted like terms where you included the sign in front of it. Now this is actually a plus 3a. So we've got 3a's and we're plusing 6a's, which makes 9a's. Where this one, we've got 2c's and we're taking away a c, because remember that sign belongs to the c. So 2 take away 1 is simply just 1c left over. Okay, because I've got 2c's and I'm simply taking one of them away. So that's the sort of idea that the sign in front of it belongs to it. So if we look at the that next example that you gave, and again I can see why you were getting that sort of confused part, that if we look at z is equal to x minus y. Now if we were making x the subject, okay, in this particular question, what you'll notice is that x is currently a positive value, okay, there, that positive belongs to the x, and it's the minus y that we're taking over, okay, it's the left hand side. So the opposite of minus y is plus y, so z plus y equals positive x. Okay, or if you want to put positive in the x, you can. If we wanted to make y the subject, z is equal to x minus y, well, in that case, if we want to make y the subject, then it'd be the positive x that we were taking over. So because it's a positive x, we take x away and we'd get z minus x is equal to minus y. Okay, and that's when I spoke about the issue being I wanted to have a positive y there, not a negative y, and so I could just change all the values and make it that way. Or I even said I use this as a better example of the way that I kind of like to do things, because I don't often like ending up with a negative letter that I'm trying to find the subject of. So in this question, if I had z is equal to x minus y, I'd actually take the y across. Remember, it's a minus y. I'd plus it first of all. This is if I'm making y a subject, of course. So I'd have z plus y is equal to x. And then I'd be getting rid of this z. Now, obviously, if you can look at that, that's going to be currently a plus z. So in order to get rid of plus z, we minus z. So again, I get y is equal to x minus z, and that's what I had before. So hopefully you can see the part where obviously you got a little bit confused from what I was saying, and I can understand completely why you're getting confused. So I do apologize for that. But it's the sign in front of it that belongs to it that is the important part. So for example, if I had a question like this, I guess, I don't know, a equals d minus a, also d minus, we don't want to have two a's in there, d minus, let's say, cy. And let's say, for example, we want to make y the subject. This is a much more challenging question. Now, at the moment, you'll notice that I've got a minus cy, a minus cy. And that's going to cause an issue. So what I like to do, I'm going to make this whole thing a positive first of all, because I want the y, whatever I'm dealing with, to be a positive value. Okay, so I'm going to plus, take it to the right hand side. I'm going to plus the cy. So I've got a plus cy is equal to d. Now I can get rid of the a, because I've got there's a plus separating them. I understand that, but actually it's the plus in front of it that is actually deciding what we're going to do with it. Because it's a plus a, we're going to minus a. So we're left with a positive cy is equal to d minus a. So now how do I separate the c and the y? Well, there's a times separating them. So the opposite of times c is divide by c. So we get y is equal to d minus a. I'm going to divide the entire thing by c. So again, you can see that it's the sign in front of it that determines what's going on. Okay, and sometimes if there's no, like the a here, there's nothing there, there actually is a plus there. Okay, so if that's the thing that you're trying to take over, then that's the thing that you need to look at. Okay, so again, I really do apologize for those confusions made, but I hope this second video clears it up for you. Of course, if it doesn't, let me know and I'll try to think of another way.